Hello, Internet. Tis I, Tyra Tifiao, here for another practice session. Ooh, alright. So it's a little past 1. I got my references off screen. I got the timer ready. I've got my file open. I'm all ready to go. And what you're looking at on screen is just yesterday's practice session. So, it's just always nice for me. Nice to see what I did yesterday. I think I have a repeat pose here, but it's fine, not a big deal. As long as I'm showing understanding of the human figure. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make this day 2. I'm going to make this disappear, and I'm just going to go straight into it. So, hi, welcome to the stream. Oh, I have white selected. Let's start this timer over. So the goal here is to draw 20 drawings. Well, sketches, really. They're not going to be complete drawings, so we'll call them sketches, but yeah, but the goal is to draw 20 sketches from reference, and I'm trying to do it within a 2-minute bracket. Okay, so I've got about 1 minute left. So far, so good. Now, if you've been here before, then you know that I like to do things within a certain order. So I like to start off with the head and then do the torso, right, down to the hips. And then I work on the limbs. Typically, I'll do the legs to ground the character. So now we have this sense of grounding, and then I'll just do the arms last, which will be the easiest. The arms end up being like the easiest thing to do once you have the rest of the body done. But as I say before, to justify the order, sometimes you'll start off with the torso, and then you'll do the arms, and then it turns out the proportions that you have for the torso were off, and you have to redo the whole arm with the torso, because everything's going to move together. Okay, have we pretty much made it within our 2-minute bracket? That was close. I gotta be really careful here. Okay. But yeah, if you've ever taken an anatomy class or looked up anatomy online, you'll see that a lot of people, we use science to determine where everything is and to create these kind of relationships and landmarks. Like the rib cage, there you go. We use the rib cage as a landmark, and depending on what you know is going to help you. Like, for example, the rib cage is pretty much it's just still. It can only twist. So we're able to use that, right here is where this collarbone just kind of comes out, and then we use that to locate where the shoulders are in relation to the rib cage, right? And so on and so forth. So, it's pretty basic stuff that you just have to put into practice, but all the information's online. Which is, that's how I learned about it. So, I can tell you from experience, you can find it there. It's all out there. Now, all you got to do after that is just put into practice and just kind of figure out, what kind of works for you. And as always, don't be afraid to draw, lines behind other lines, because it's not a complete drawing, so we're just kind of laying down the foundation. Okay, that's pretty much it. Alright. So yeah, so it's not much to it, you know. I know sometimes you'll look at a drawing and be like, wow, how did they do that? How did they know where everything is? And, you know, a lot of things are interchangeable, but there are specific things that are absolute, and that's what you have to focus on. What is absolute, right? Like, you know, the body's always going to be structured: head, torso, pelvis, legs, and arms. We all know that is to be true. So now we just got to learn all the little in-betweens to construct that. What kind of shapes do they make? You know, and then there's going to be relation, right? So like, you know, one thing that I've learned, which was pretty useful, is which actually I'll be able to show it with this pose when I get to it. So I'm actually going to wait until I get to that part of the pose. It has something to do with the arms. This helps you figure out where to put your arms at if you have trouble, you know, figuring out what that is. I'm gonna give you a little quick cheat sheet for it. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna draw the shoulder. Now the thing is that, you know, you can use your own body as a reference as well, but you know, if you didn't know already, your elbow ends where you're kind of around where your belly button is. So you can always use, when you're drawing that, you can always use that as a point of reference. Just like how your hand should hang like a little past the crotch area. And this is how we know where to put things. There's a square like that. So yeah, little stuff like that helps in the long run. And it allows you to draw humans that look believable, you know, that fit our world. And as always, the cool thing about art is that you can always just take things and express it differently, right? So, you know, you just learn the rules, and after you know the rules, you can break them as you please. And, you know, you can really come up with some cool stuff. And I say that because, you know, there's plenty of work out there where people, you know, knew what the rules are, and then they just spun it a whole different way and created very different, you know, interesting things, which is really, really cool stuff. But you know, they didn't just say, hey, I just want this to look like that. No, they had a basic understanding of how it works, and then they came up with the idea. And that's pretty much how, you know, it works, and that's how pretty much every other artist do it. It all comes down to like core fundamentals and what you understand about it. So it's always good to, you know, learn all this stuff. And then, you know, practice it so much that you breathe it. Because, you know, I've been doing this practice for a year. I'm at week 41, and, you know, I can practically breathe this stuff now. Before, when I first learned it, I had to like take notes down and just always remind myself every time, like, oh wait, I forgot this, that. Let me just remember next time, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, now that I draw practically every day, I mean, no, the truth is I draw every day now, but, you know, I just practically breathe it now. It's hard for me to forget these things. So I always keep it in mind when I draw. Fingers. See, fingers not tough anymore. I used to struggle so much with fingers, but now I understand it so much more. It's not a complete hassle for me to draw hands anymore. Like now I can say that I can draw hands. Which is a very common struggle that a lot of artists has, but you know, once you're able to break it down into simple shapes and have a structure to it, you know, it's gonna come out looking the same every time. It's gonna come out looking like they're real hands. There's not much to it, but to do it. This person has like long bones coming out to create these joints on her hips. That's interesting. See? Now I'm gonna draw the arms. So since it's bended, right, it's no way it's gonna reach. But you know, you do like some math stuff, like create a perfect circle here, then you know you create this ellipse and you can kind of target where the elbow would be. And this is how we use logic, math, and science to create illustrations with accuracy. And, you know, all these little, you know, it's like a whole bunch of little math problems when you're doing a drawing. You're constructing it, and you're doing the math. You're figuring out the proportions. There are values. There are ratios. You know, you just stick to the rules, and then things will come out the way that they should be. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this. Anyways, that's gonna be enough talking from me. You know, just thinking about how can I bring more value, and you know, since I don't really have a lot of people showing up live to ask me questions. Maybe a lot of you are watching the video that's pre-recorded. You know, a few minutes into the video, you'll get a little, you know, I'll give you like little tips and tricks and whatnot, and then maybe that will help you in your process when you create art. But you know, that's gonna be it for me today in terms of talking about stuff. Now I'm going to focus on the actual exercise itself. Feel free to join me. Feel free to give it a try at home. And you know, I hope you get a lot of value out of it. I hope you learn a lot from me. I'm just going to go ahead and play the music and get some sketches done. All right. And those are our sketches for today. Woo! Right, it's 1:55. I finished within the hour. Nice. Okay, so I was able to finish it in time. What do I mean by I was able to finish it in time? Well, if you've been watching my streams for last week, to I've struggled to actually make all of my drawings in 2 minutes. It was a struggle. So, seeing as that I was able to do most of them within the 2 minutes shows that I am getting faster, which means there's some kind of improvement here, which is, I'm happy to see, because, I was streaming for a lot longer because I was sitting here spending a lot more time on these poses. And now I've come to a place where I'm finishing with the 2 minutes, within the 2 minutes, getting all the information properly down and all that good stuff. So, yeah. And this too can be you if you put in the practice. So that's your daily reminder to get your pen, pencil, digital pen, whatever it is that you use to draw, and start practicing. Mm-hmm. Alright, gonna save. And that's it for today. Alright, well, it took some practicing, but I've still got a lot of artwork to do, and you will see that this weekend when I make a new upload for a new episode of my webcomic, Reborn Daughter. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. I would be very grateful for the read, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's a drama romance story about a young man who meets his future daughter, and he's looking to find out who is her mom, because he's never had a girlfriend. So yeah, follow his adventure with his daughter, and eventually we'll discover who the actual mother of this cute little child is. And yeah, that's what I will be working on, and I will make an upload this Friday. So with that being said, once again, I've gave you your daily reminder to practice. So I'll see everybody tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yep, I'll see everybody tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. Hope your practice goes well, and I'll see you next time.